consequences of plea. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 in each of these cases to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this third-degree felonies of assault on a public servant in each case. I'm following these agreements. You are hereby sentenced in each of these cases to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice prison for a term of 10 years. Those sentences shall be suspended and you are placed on regular probation. Are the same deals being made on both cases?
Yes, Judge. I concur. 10/10.
And you are William Weston.
Yes, sir.
Here with Mr. Kirk, your attorney and the state's attorney. You were charged in these two cases, 24 CR 1785 and 1787 with assault on a public servant. These are third-degree felonies. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Earlier, the defendant was deemed incompetent to stand trial, and based upon findings from Dr. Ed Rapone. And on June 15th, the University of Texas Health Services Center at the John Dunn Behavioral Sciences Center sent us a statement that the defendant has achieved competency and to send him back to Jefferson County to dispose of his cases. And that's what we are doing here. The court will note in the record that on June 15th, 2026, the University of Texas Health Sciences Center on this defendant's behalf for these two cases stated that the patient has been evaluated and is now competent to stand trial. Therefore, pursuant to Article 46B.076 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, the court shall issue a bench warrant, which is what we did, to pick up the patient, transport him to court, and that's where we are. So those documents are all made a part of the record, and we will take these cases up collectively. Okay, so that's okay. In each of these cases, 24 CR 1785, and the defendant waives formal readings of these, we can proceed in summary.
Just
In each of these cases, sir, Mr. Weston, it is alleged that on or about August 9th, 2024, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felonies of assault on a public servant, two different public servant officials who were apparently, one was a security guard in lawful discharge of securing you where you were at the emergency detention facility and pending an emergency detention order. And the other public servant was a registered nurse who was attempting to medically evaluate you. Each of these are third-degree felonies, which means you face no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison and a fine up to $10,000 in each of these cases. Do you understand what you are charged with and the punishment ranges applicable, sir?
yes.
Agreements have been reached in each of these cases where you would be pleading guilty and would be sentenced to 10 years in prison. And after that, you would be placed on regular probation for 10 years. And each of these sentences would run concurrently. Is that your understanding of the plan? If I follow this agreement in each of these two cases, you have no right of appeal of your cases. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead in each of these two cases to these third-degree felonies of assault on a public servant? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily? That is on your free will and because you are guilty.
Yes.
I show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1 in each of these cases. Did you sign those documents? Understand them? discuss them with your attorney. Are the contents true and correct?
You just sign it? Yes, sir.
Or always true and correct?
Yes, sir.
States Exhibit 1 in each of these cases is tendered
Objection.
without objection admitted. This states that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. In each of these cases, these are freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. These documents have been read to you. You've read them. You are guilty of the crimes charged and any lesser included offenses. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You were totally satisfied with the representation provided. Hold on, the computer stopped. Provided by your attorney. And all of this is true. It states, so help you God. States Exhibit 1.
Sir.
This is part of the record in each of these cases. Pre-sentence reports are away.
Yes, sir.
In each of these cases, I'm going to find, sir, that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty pleas. They are freely and voluntarily made. You understand and appreciate the consequences of plea. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from States Exhibit 1 in each of these cases to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this third-degree felonies of assault on a public servant in each case. I'm following these agreements. You are hereby sentenced in each of these cases to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice prison for a term of 10 years. Those sentences shall be suspended and you are placed on regular probation for 10 years in each of these cases. These will run concurrently. There will be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for each of these cases. Make sure you follow them. If you fail, your probation can be revoked. You can then be finished up to 10 years in each of these cases. You don't do it. Where are you going to live? You're a transient, but do you have a plan?
Yes, sir.
Where?
I can go to church and need some help on my church.
Here, the area?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Well, where's your family?
Alberton.
Okay, a little close by. You still communicate with them?
Yes, sir. I do.
Oh, that's family's important. Okay, do you understand what's happened?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck to you, sir.
Yes.